Hi guys, hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Shells, and if you love all things sewing and fashion, then you are in the right place. Ooh la la. Ooh la la. So today is the 30th of June. The Pattern Hackathon challenge has officially kicked off, starting with C and Rochelle, who had the category blouses. And by now you would have also seen week 2, which is Shamir and Shelley, who has the category of skirts. I was happy when we got the category of jumpsuits and trousers because I actually don't have any DIY jumpsuits, and making one was in my sewing plans for this year. So yeah, the Pattern Hackathon has finally kicked off. I've not sewn anything yet. I do have my fabric. Myself and my partner have also decided on the pattern we are going to hack, and we've also sketched out some designs, and I think we've both decided on the direction in which we are going in. So this is our pattern, the McCall's M8243 romper and jumpsuit. So there's a short version and a short sleeve version, and then you have the long sleeve and then you have the full jumpsuit version as well. So 3 different versions. Now, I do love a jumpsuit, but if there's one thing I love more than a jumpsuit, it's a matching set, as you guys know, particularly when it comes to summer. I love a good cord. So you would have seen my sketches and my ideas, which I whittled down to 2. And the one I think I'm definitely sticking with is this one here, which is a light jacket and some hot pants shorts, which I think I'm going to have to switch up a bit to make things easier for myself. My sketch actually has a zipper on the sketch, but I don't think I'm going to do it with a zipper. I think I'm going to stick with the buttons that will be on the bottom half of this jumpsuit and add a drawstring at the waist and make it either a paperback style waist or just an elasticated waist to make things easier for myself. I know I like to give myself hard work, but I don't want to mess this challenge up. So I think I'm going to stick with a drawstring paperback waist or an elasticated waist. We will see. And I may actually make the legs a lot wider than they are currently. So I'm not decided on the shorts yet. I do want to sketch them out, but over the course of the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be dipping in and out to create this video and show you guys the process from start to finish. So you've seen our pattern that we're going to hack. You've seen my sketch. This one, rather. You've seen my sketch, and this is my fabric. It's a lightweight denim. I picked this up from my local fabric land. I went in there for something else and came across this denim, and I love it. It's lightweight, it's a light color, perfect for summer because of the weight of it. It's not a thick denim, so I'll still be kept cool in it, even though I am making shorts. But my inspiration is going for like a cowboy cartery type of vibe. So a bit of an oversized jacket. I do want to add padded shoulders and then a hot pants short. But as I said, I may well change the shorts to be more of a wider fit on the leg. So still not decided, but I will be popping in, as I said, as the weeks go by, showing you the process. So you'll get to see where we finally end up. Today I've cut my pattern out already, and today I think I'm going to start cutting my fabric. But before I do that, I'm just going to sketch out these shorts to see visually if they work with the jacket and also if they will work with the pattern and what I have in mind. So yeah, I'll catch up with you guys soon. So I'm going to be cutting out my fabric today, guys, and we are going with idea 4, which is a denim cord set. I want the jacket to be slightly oversized, and I think I may put some shoulder pads in there, but I'm not sure. I can decide on that later. But I think the most important thing at the moment is to cut the fabric, and I want to cut it in 2 separate pieces. So what I've done is I have the front piece here, and as you can see, the pattern is actually, this is the romper pattern. So it's view A of our McCall's pattern. So what I want to do, it's a continuous pattern piece, but what I want to do is do my top and bottom piece separately. So I'm gonna fold my pattern piece and add some extra length to the waistline so that I can have my cropped jacket. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now, and hopefully it works. I may just add a bit more length to the bottom because I'd rather it be too long and I cut it rather than it be too short, but we're about to get into it now. And then I will also cut my shorts and make sure I'm happy with that length. So I'll measure the length and everything before I cut it. I kind of want to keep the button placement at the front of the shorts. And then I think I'm going to go for a paper bag waist. On second thoughts, guys, I am not going to cut it into two separate pieces. I'm going to cut it as one continuous piece as the pattern already is, and then I think I'm gonna cut from there because that will allow me to get the measurements of how cropped I want the jacket and where I want the shorts to hit me. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And I haven't hacked many patterns before. I will pop a picture in the screen of patterns I've hacked. It's always just been hacking, maybe adding a sleeve or taking off a sleeve or something like that. I think the most complicated hack that I have done is of a blue dot pattern, and I will make sure you guys can see that. And that was also a denim cord, and it was a pattern I wouldn't normally use or buy or be drawn to, as it wasn't really my style, but it was a fun hack because I made it into something that was really my style, and also into something that I would wear, you know, year after year. So I'm gonna try and make this hack work how I envision it in my mind, but I feel like I'd be giving myself too much work if I cut it into two separate pieces. So I'm just gonna cut it continuously, and then I will make the hack of the front and back pieces so that I can make my crop jacket and my shorts. I hope I'm making sense, but here we go, guys. I also feel like I'm procrastinating because I'm unsure, but I feel like I need to just dive in and get it done now. So fingers crossed this goes well and it comes out not far off from my plan. We'll see. So I found the line where I want to cut my jacket to, and it's just about 2 inches. Well, it's at the waistline. And I'm just going to use my set square to make sure it's going to be straight. And I'm then gonna use my tracing wheel so I've added all of my markings and cut all my notches onto my fabric. Just use my tracing wheel to mark out where I want to slash this pattern in half, and we are going to go ahead and do that. I'm not sure if I want to add a waistband to this jacket or if I want to leave it as a raw hem, but I will decide as time goes on. Here we go, guys. So here are my short sections. This will be the front of my shorts, and this is essentially going to be the front of my jacket. So guys, just checking in. Today is a new day. It is Tuesday, the 2nd of July. Yesterday, all I managed to get done was cutting my pattern out and getting all my markings and notches on there, and I was hoping to have done more. I'm home now after being out all day, and my intention is to start sewing today. I've set my machine up, so that's ready to go. I want to start on the jacket, and that's the plan today. So I'm hoping by the end of this evening I will have a jacket sewn, but I will check back in with you guys soon and let you know how I get on with that. The time is currently, what is the time? 5:26. So let's see how we get on between now and when I get tired later on this evening. So today is the 3rd of July. We are on day 3 of the Pattern Hackathon challenge, and C and Rochelle are still doing their week. And yesterday they shared the fabric choices, or the fabrics they're thinking about, which is very exciting. I'm looking forward to Sunday. But this is where I got up to yesterday. I just got a few threads and stuff to tidy up. I didn't manage to add the sleeves on. So the plan for today is to add the sleeves, tidy up this jacket, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and add some top stitching details in the back here to lock this pleat. I was a pattern tester for Brandon, who's happily dressed on Instagram, and he had some really cool details on the front of the Ranger jacket that I tested, and I am gonna replicate those same details here on the back with some white top stitching. I think it would just look cool to close up this pleat and make this jacket pop a bit more, and we're gonna add the sleeves. So that's what we are gonna hopefully get done today. And I also need to start planning my content for the week for my week as well. The back sleeve on the wrong side of the fabric, so I'm so glad I noticed that before having to unpick those stitches, because if there's one thing I hate doing more than cutting out fabric, it's unpicking stitches. So I'm so glad I noticed before I started stitching this sleeve together. Right, there we go. day 5 of the Pattern Hackathon, guys, and yesterday I still didn't get around to attaching any sleeves, but we have a cuff on one sleeve and I just finished up attaching my second sleeve. And one thing about me, guys, I love making sure the inside of my sewing projects look just as good as the outside, and I'm taking particular care to make sure the insides look good on this project because this jacket isn't lined, so you'll be able to see everything on the inside. So I've just taken my time to make sure it all looks good. And now I'm gonna go ahead and attach my second cuff to this sleeve. Just gonna tidy things up now, guys, but this is basically the jacket done. All that's left is some top stitching and buttons to be added, but I am not sure what top stitching I want to go with yet, so I will leave that for the moment. Just gonna clip some of these loose threads. And I love how the inside of this is looking nice and tidy as well. For now, we'll move on to the shorts. This is how I'm gonna be sat at my sewing machine today, so excuse the hair. But yeah, so Thursday was the last time I checked in with you all when I actually finished the jacket of my hack and also the shorts. All that was left to do was add the waistband to my shorts, but I ran out of thread, so I ended up during the evening going down a bit of a rabbit hole and changing my hack again, guys. And today is actually the first day I'm back working on this project, so I've done nothing for the past few days since Thursday. I have cut my new top piece out for my hack, and I've also managed to get a few of the things that I'm gonna need from the fabric shop this morning. So I am going to spend the rest of today sewing up my new hack. I will pop a photo and a sketch also of the kind of look I'm going for. I am going to be recreating a look that I've had saved on one of my Pinterest boards for quite a while, but I'm going to be adding my own twist to this look, and I love it because it's pushing me, definitely pushing me creatively. A lot of it I'm gonna have to just be figuring out as I go, and what better time to do this than during the Pattern Hackathon challenge, where we can let our creativity run wild and free and push me to my limit, hopefully. So I'm gonna be sewing all day today. I will check in with you later on this evening to see how far I've got, but only I would change my mind last minute and do something like this, guys. But I felt it was just a bit too simple, and nothing's wrong with simple. I like simple things, as you can see. You know, if you follow me on Instagram, you can see that I like clean, simple things, but there's no better time than to push myself creatively during this challenge. So that's exactly what I am going to do, and I am happy with this idea, and my plan is not going to change again. I don't have much time, so yeah, I'm gonna crack on, and hopefully I can have all of my hack sewed up in the next 4 days. That's the plan, but as I said, I'll check in with you this evening and we'll see how far I've got. So I think I may be able to get away with only redoing my jacket piece. I've just tried putting elastic in these shorts and they fit really good. I've also gone ahead and sort of done an asymmetric hem on the shorts, and I want to add or make these detachable as wide leg trousers. So I'm thinking of adding some jean buttons to the detachable leg piece, as the snaps that I have are gonna be way too small. Just trying to work out the placement of my buttons and how many I'm gonna need. So instead of snaps, I've gone for these jean buttons because in my local fabric shop, they don't have snaps as big as I would like them, about this size. So I'm gonna work with buttons. I'm gonna have a placket covering them, so you won't see the buttons when the trousers aren't attached to the shorts. So far, this is how it's looking. Guys, today is Tuesday, the 9th of July, and I'm popping in with a dilemma. I made good progress on my project yesterday, and I needed more fabric. So this morning I popped down to Fabricland after the gym. Yeah, I look a mess. It's because I've just come from the gym, so excuse how I'm looking at the moment. But I went to the fabric shop to go and get more fabric, and they don't have any, and they don't have any available to order in. The lady's kind enough to say she's going to ring around the other shops to see if she can get some in for me, but she's not hopeful because the warehouse asked them for whatever stock they had left, which was probably to ship out to the other Fabricland stores across the country. So I've had to go for an alternative. And I've managed to pick up this gorgeous white denim, and I may have to end up resewing the whole project or mixing denim with the blue. I'm not quite sure what I want to do yet, but I'm not really feeling the mixing of the two denims. Also, one's a bit heavier than the other, so I'm just not sure how that's going to work. I do love white, especially in the summer, so I feel like I'm happy to have my design and this hack in white. It's just having to redo everything I've just done, considering that I gave myself so much time. And yeah, the closer I'm getting to my week, things seem to be falling apart. But one good thing is that because I now know what I'm doing in terms of the design and I figured everything out in my head how it needs to be done. That's a good thing. So it shouldn't take me as long. And also because I've already sewn this once, it will be quicker the next time around. The only delay is at the moment I need to wash this fabric before I start sewing. So I'm going to lose a day. But rather than waste time, I'm going to just work on trying to get my content ready and seeing if I can make it work with the two different mixes, or at least make something out of what I already have. So I was almost done, but now I may have to start from scratch again, guys, and I don't know how I feel about that, but I'm gonna keep going. I have no option but to keep going because I have to produce a final or a finished hack at the end of my week next week. So that's the update. Pray for me guys, and keep your fingers crossed that I come out with something that looks good if I have to change everything and start from scratch. But I'm rambling now. I'm gonna go and have a shower and carry on with the rest of my day, and I will catch in with you all later. So guys, I've just finished interfacing where I'm going to be putting my buttons, and then we will just fold over once like so. So I'm going to add the buttonholes in, fold over like so, and then top stitch, and then the buttons will be on the actual arm piece that can then be attached to my bodice piece. And I hope that makes sense. So as you can see, guys, I had to really rush through getting my hack done because at this stage in the making process, I was days away from having to reveal my hack over on Instagram. So I couldn't really check in and keep you guys updated. But as you can see, here I am adding buttonholes to my jacket. And once all of the buttonholes were added, I then went ahead and started adding holes, to which I then attached my jean buttons to the front of my jacket. And this was the final step in my making process.
I thought I'd just talk a bit about the hacks that I made to this pattern while you guys watch me finish up my jacket. I have spoken a bit about this over on my Instagram during my Pattern Hackathon week, so if you haven't already seen all of my hacking content, be sure to go and check that out. But this pattern actually came in one continuous piece, so the bodice and the leg pieces were actually all attached together. So I had to start by dividing it up into the different pieces I wanted to sew. So I had to cut the leg pieces off, then cut the waist so that it gave me two separate pieces for my jacket and my shorts. I also had to add some leg length to this pattern because I am a 5'9" girl and the pattern length was a bit too short. I also added some width to the leg as well to make them a bit baggier and just a bit of a nicer fit for me. I also added an asymmetric hem to my shorts, which was a feature I really liked, and I also added a waist casing so I could add some elastic to my waist. On reflection, guys, I'm so happy I ended up changing my hack and pushing myself further outside of my comfort zone. Before I get to revealing my hack, guys, I thought I'd share with you all of the other amazing ambassadors who showed up and showed out over the course of the Pattern Hackathon month. This is my partner Diana, who did amazing with this cargo dress from a jumpsuit pattern. Here we have C, who was first up in week 1 with the category of tops, and I cannot believe this is C's first time hacking a pattern. She did amazing, and so did her partner Rochelle, who also had the category tops, and she turned out this lovely dress and also a YouTube video, so go ahead and check that out. Shelly came through with some shirring and made a dress out of her skirt pattern, as did Shamir. Shamir did not one but two lovely dresses. And then just like Shamir, Yoga Bird Sews came through in week 4 with the versatility, again making 3 different pieces from her dress hack, and her partner Shantae did the most amazing lemony fresh asymmetric body dress, which I love. And that brings us to the final bonus week, where the curated curvy and the host herself, Kris, came through with hacks of a dress pattern. What better way to end the Pattern Hackathon month than with the pattern hacking queen herself? I'm so proud of Kris. And then finally, here we have my hack, which I am so proud of, guys, and I honestly feel like the fabric running out was a blessing in disguise, because this pattern or this hack would not have had the same effect had I sewn it in the lightweight blue denim. And you guys seem to love this over on Instagram. If you made it this far in the video, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye. Ooh, la, la, la.